Am I live already? Okay, start this live video. Add a guest. What's up, Crook? We're just waiting. Waiting on Buddy Boy.
Steve, have you started yet?
Yes.
Oh.
Send a request. I think this is working. Yeah, there's the record behind me. We're working on getting Sealance in here. I'm new at this. Sealance resend. Invite.
Maybe more girl.
Oop. There he is.
Oh, what's up? We in?
Yeah, decent sound?
Yeah, I can hear you good.
Good. Good. Got the record back here.
There it
Had to think of my background at the last second here.
is.
Like, where am I gonna fucking shoot this?
How's my angle? It's like cutting
Oh,
off my head.
beautiful. You have no bad angles. Man, how you feeling? What'd you do today?
Man, same thing as every day. Just made beats, went for a walk with my wife, and now I'm just playing Madden.
Play Madden. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Probably dead tonight. Man, you got this new Locksmith and Snack single. When did that come about?
Yeah. Man, so that actually, I played that beat. You know how I do the beat videos on IG?
Yeah.
So I played that beat on IG, and I mean, this was probably over a year ago.
For sure.
And Locksmith DM'd me, and he was like, "Yo, is this available?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then he just DM'd me like last week saying the song is coming out, and I didn't even know Snack was on it.
Oh shit.
That's kind of how a lot of things happen in in like what I do. I think some people think that like everyone's like, that like everyone talks every day and everyone's so close, but I kind of just send beats out, and then I don't really know when the song's coming out. Like, like
Locksmith himself reached out to Snack. You didn't necessarily coordinate that yourself.
no, I didn't even know. I just found out last week that it was coming out.
You just worked here, man.
Yeah, but yeah, that song came out cool. The beat's unique with the vocal sample that's in it, and obviously you're familiar with my beats, so you know that I like to flip vocal samples a lot.
Yeah, and I mean, you did another song with Locksmith at like the top of this year too that I quite liked as well. Like I think it was called America. That one was tight.
Yes. Actually, there was this might have been at the end of 2022, but I also had a song with him and Blind Fury that came out.
Yes. Yeah.
A World with No Smiles. Yeah. So, yeah, actually, I've had 3 songs with Locksmith, I'd say over the last year. But
yeah, he's nice.
Yeah,
he's actually just recently looked up and found like a 2000s battle rap of Locksmith wearing like the extra large like jorts from the mixtape era. His battle, and he was battling RJ Payne when he was called Rain Man.
Oh yeah. Oh wow, that must be a good battle.
Yeah, it's somewhere on YouTube.
Oh wow,
I think RJ because he had a song with Method Man and was like Method Man like refereed that battle or something like that back then.
Oh wow, that's cool. Yeah. I forgot RJ Payne had a different name.
Yeah. He had like a battle name, and now he has like a musician name. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right.
Some rappers don't make that transition. Like they can rap forever, but it's like knowing when to put a bridge and a hook in there and go from like verses to songs. It's tricky.
Yeah. There's
Not
definitely
everybody. translate. You got cattail there.
Yeah, I know. Like he's right here.
Nice. Get
Yeah,
to hear all your first.
yeah. There's definitely battle rappers who don't transition into making a song. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah, like Eminem. You know, he doesn't know how to.
Well,
No,
it's like it's a double-edged sword because like being able to rap forever is like a superhuman art form, but also like knowing when a song is complete.
yeah.
Like this doesn't need 60 bars on each verse.
No. Right.
Like knowing when to stop and understanding like when the song is done is like a talent as well.
Yeah, definitely.
But I feel like that's where RJ Payne is talented because he does a lot of songs without choruses, but it doesn't feel like it meanders. Like especially with the EP you guys just did. Speak to how you guys got together working like that.
So that started with we were just talking on IG about like, you know, me just sending him some beats.
Yeah.
And I sent him like my like typical sound.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
big horn sample, Godzilla.
Yeah. Like usually like artists will come to me if they want like that dark, aggressive beat. And
for sure.
He had like a full EP picked out. He was like, these are the beats I'm using. And then one day I woke up and I had a DM from him and he was like, I'm switching the whole thing. I want to do like some like Larry June, like Harry Fraud type stuff. And I was
right.
like, I don't really have that sound, so you're gonna have to give me some time to like cook up.
Yeah.
So he sent me like examples, like, you know, just like references of like Jake One beats and like I think Larry June had a song called like Iced Coffee or something. I'm not I'm not familiar with that stuff kind of, but
that's a spot for me too, Larry June. Like when he did an Alchemist, I was like, it felt like everybody had like heard of this guy prior except for me. I was like, who is this guy?
I know. Well, like it's funny how you mentioned Alchemist. Like me personally, I'm into the Alchemist, like the stuff he used to do with Prodigy.
Yeah.
So I never really transitioned into like I don't even know what you call it. It's like wavy hip hop or something. But anyways, so
I was talking with Kripel. We were calling it drumless hardcore.
Yeah, right. So, so I started like just going through samples and just finding stuff. Like, I mean, like this is gonna sound weird, but my mind state was kind of like, if I wouldn't use this sample, I'll use it. So, yeah. So I was kind of making beats like, if I normally wouldn't make this is what I'm gonna send him. And then he started picking them like right away. He was like, this is it. And then it was like a couple weeks went by, and he was like, all right, the EP's done. We're gonna drop it in a couple weeks. So, but I was like, I even said it on my IG video. I was like, super excited for it because it's not anything that I've done before.
Yeah.
And also, it's kind of like, I think you even said this when we talked a couple weeks ago. It's kind of like one long, like it all goes together. The whole.
Yeah, I think the first RJ Payne that I heard was like 2019. Like I heard his verse on the Benny EP.
Okay.
And then I think I really like committed, like I'm gonna listen to like his newest project when it drops, and that was like his Leatherface 3.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like he can definitely like sound like the scariest rapper ever, you know, over the grimy beats, right? But then like the way he flipped on the My Life is a Movie albums and then this EP as well, it's like he's so good at making every syllable count and having like a compelling flow, but still like you can still picture everything. It doesn't feel like he's going on and on with like unnecessary words. Like he's making it all count. But
yeah. I mean, he said he wanted it to be like something you would talk about at a barbershop. So
yeah, for sure.
Because he hit a lot of topics, right? So
he did. Yeah, he pulled it off good. I was just listening to that again today.
Yeah.
It's not the typical like drum pack. Like even the first snare is like definitely something different. Like it's definitely a sound I've never heard on a Sealance beat before.
Yeah, but you know what's funny? I didn't get any negative reaction from it at all.
No, I mean, I mean, if you're catering to a brand new artist and you're approaching a brand new sound, like sometimes those risks just work, right? Like,
Yeah. Right,
because
right.
people don't know that like new music they're gonna love until they hear it at first. Like,
Hmm. No, I agree.
yeah, man. So we got this New Year's concert with Merkules and Chris Webby here in Edmonton again. It's the fourth annual, and
Yep, yep.
I want to talk about this Merkules relationship you've had over the years, and how
Yeah.
many singles you guys have cranked out. Man, what about this Merkules relationship has you constantly coming back to it, and how do you guys vibe together so well?
Man, with Merc, it's kind of like it's cool because I I started sending him beats in man 2015. Like it was kind of like
Yes.
it was when he was working on that Scars album.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I didn't really know him. Like I didn't like I didn't know him.
2015 was when I met him.
What'd you say?
2015 was when I met him.
Okay, yeah.
That's way
So
back.
I started just sending him beats, and back then I kind of just had one sound. Like
Mm.
if you're familiar with my career from like when Paz put me on in 2010 to I'd say like 2016, it was just straight like underground boom bap is what I did.
Yeah.
And then kind of working with Merc is what brought me more of a different sound.
For sure.
So my relationship with Merc is like, do we talk every day? No, but I send him beats, every day, and he like records songs, and then he sends them back to me, and it's just like a chemistry that we have. Like I know what he likes, I know what he doesn't like. I don't send him every beat I make because I know he won't like it.
Yeah.
So it's like I just know what he likes, and I know what chords he likes. I know how to construct, where to put the hook first, because he 9 times out of 10 he does the hook right after the intro, like right after you hear the Sealance tag, he like goes into his hooks. I'd say 9 times out of 10. So I just know how to construct the beat for him, and yeah, I mean, we were going crazy with Merc Monday back in 2021. I think that was.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have a ton of songs just sitting here ready to go. So I don't know when he's going to release anything next, but we have a lot of stuff coming.
Well, I think he's landed like a death row
Yeah.
record deal, which
Yep.
is fucking insane
Right.
to think that. I mean, you can go on like Wikipedia and look at their roster,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's just like it's
Yeah.
like Dog Pound, Corrupt, and then there's like here's like this random Canadian from like 3 decades later, No,
Yeah.
it's
No,
he's really taken it far.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I expect there's some more red tape and some more like just some more politics and stuff to put the next album out, because he was doing albums like every year for a while.
Yeah. I think the last album was, geez, I mean, maybe you can help me out. What was the last album?
Apply Pressure. It was
Apply Pressure.
2020.
Okay, yeah.
Somewhere
So,
back there in my shelf there.
yeah, so I mean, long overdue, right?
Yeah.
So, and even with holidays coming up, probably won't see it till 2024 is my guess.
Yeah, I suspect so.
So, but it'll be worth it. We have a lot of stuff, and he's got a lot of collabs that I can't really mention, but so we got some good stuff coming.
Now you're starting to get these collabs in the tuck for your second album already. You were talking that you had The Game, and then who did you say?
Undying Flame 2. I'm working on it now. I got The Game, Young Buck, Obi Trice.
Yeah.
Who else do I got? Ransom.
Of course.
Merc will be on it.
I love Ransom. Actually, I just listened to that Nicholas Craven record with Ransom.
Oh, okay. Yeah. They have
It's
they have
what's that?
quite a few, don't they?
They have quite a few, yeah. It's like all drumless though. Like Nicholas Craven is like strictly loops. He's like, I never add drums, and I'm like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's a crazy style to have. But like, if you can refine it and still thrive in that lane, it's like okay. Like, still
Yeah.
doesn't. He makes the same beat over and over again. Some of these drumless guys, it's like, is this a beat? Like, you stripped too much away. Like, this is an acapella at this point.
I know, but like no drums ever. That's kind of crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's fire though. Like if you get like a decent string section and shit. Anyways, you got Ransom and who else?
Who else do I got? Chris Rivers.
Nice.
Futuristic.
Go too.
Yeah. I got Futuristic. I got Vin J.
Nice.
I got man, I'm gonna forget a bunch of people, but yeah, I'm still working on it, so I got more people that I'm gonna get on it. But
you got
I'll have the usuals on there too, like Snack and those guys.
Yeah.
But my goal with this album was because for those that are watching this that are unfamiliar with the first album, it was basically a collection of like my resume. Yeah. So that's the first album. It's basically everyone that I've produced for ever since I started my career in 2010. And then the second one that I'm working on now, I'm trying to make it guys that I haven't worked with or I haven't worked with directly. Like, I worked with the Game, but it was like through Merk, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that's what I'm trying to do.
Cool. Circle thing to have like so much of your inspiration come from like that shady Aftermath era, and now you got these type of artists on your record.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why I reached out to those guys in particular, because that's who I grew up listening to.
Right.
So, that's like huge for me to have those guys on my album because it's just who I was a fan of growing up. So
yeah, facts.
So and if I could make Lloyd Banks happen, I would.
What's wrong with Lloyd Banks? Why isn't he hitting you back?
No, I haven't even hit him up yet, but I'm just saying, if I could get him on it, that'd be like ideal.
He's had a good trilogy of albums like recently.
Yeah. I was just listening to the Halloween one he just dropped.
Oh shit, he did another one? I thought he just did the Course of Inevitable 3.
No, he just dropped Halloween Havoc 4, I think, or 3. I think it's 4. But yeah, it just came out. I mean, definitely go check that out if you're a fan of his Halloween Havoc albums.
Honestly, I haven't even heard of him. Like, I feel like I've listened to a lot of his singles from like the 2000s, and I listen to Beg for Mercy a lot. Yeah. And I think I have Hunger for More too on CD because I remember Beamer Benz or Bentley was hot when I was in like high school.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, I mean, some of the 2000 stuff is a little bit before my time. Like, I think Lean Back by Fat Joe was probably the first rap song I ever heard in my life.
Okay, yeah. So 2000, what year was that?
2004.
2004, okay. So you're...
I heard The Massacre before I heard Get Rich or Die Trying.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So you're what, 30? How old are you?
28.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So I'm 36. So I started listening to rap like in like 99, I think. I think I started around there, yeah, like 99. It was like I was listening to Dre, and then it just transitioned into like M and Jay-Z, and
yeah.
Then like the real era that I really got into was that G Unit era, because that's when I was in high school, and I feel like anyone like out there like high school is when you really like kind of get into the music you like.
100%, man. When high school was, when it was my turn to be in high school, it was I think in 10th grade, I was going into it listening to Slim Shady LP because I had just moved back into the city, and I was like, we got high speed internet. I'm fucking downloading all the Eminem possible. And like finally I don't have to deal with dial-up anymore, you know?
Yeah. You're in uh, Edmonton, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. You have a
Well, Edmonton's a bizarre city because it's like there is 1 million people here, but like Vancouver is 13 hours that way, Toronto's 2.5 days that way, and there's just nothing but like farms and small towns all around it. Like it's this major city in the middle of nowhere, so
Yeah. No,
so you drive for an hour and you're just like, that's it. You got no internet.
yeah. You ever link up? You ever link up with like NATO and Kripal?
Oh yeah. I was at actually. I mean, I met lots of these guys ages ago, but NATO not so much now. Like NATO used to be at like a lot of the Merkules concerts, like in the stuff like that, and he's got like his little earpiece, like he's still on the job, you know. And but I probably met those two guys in like 2015, and I think Kripal and Brothers Grimm the same as well. Like I didn't get super close with Mad Child. Like I kind of just met him backstage, like on some fan meet and greet stuff.
Yeah.
And then, but like Kripal and Comrade and Pat, I've been to their houses numerous times, and yeah, like I heard Kripal's whole Sounds Made Up Volume 1 like months before it came out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, those are my guys for sure.
Yeah. I know. I gotta come out there one time.
You do. Although I'll tell you which Tim Hortons to hit, because some of them like say they're out of like all the good donuts when you're in the drive-thru, and it's like, you know, they're wasting my fucking time. It's like you got the Canadian maple, and they're like, no, we have Boston cream. It's like that's sort of the same, but not really, you know.
Ooh, Canadian maple sounds good.
It's good. It's like maple icing on it with like custard in the middle.
Oh,
yeah, it's good shit.
Nice.
Shit, man. Man, switching gears to someone else in Canada that we talked about.
Yeah.
Where are you at with your Snack the Ripper collaborations? You said this is a year-old verse that suddenly came out. What's Snack doing? How many Sealance beats is he sitting on?
Man, I just talked to him. I just sent him something 2 days ago, and
Okay.
he hit me back saying that he was gonna murder this beat. We haven't really worked on anything recently. There's a song we did together like a month ago, and then he just hit me back on that other beat yesterday, and then he actually hit me back on another beat last week. So he's recording now. So I would expect a Snack album at some point in 2024. But he's in
a good place in his career. Like he doesn't necessarily need to put out albums all the time.
No.
Like he can record at his own pace, and it's like this direct to consumer approach. Like it's just he has his fan base, and he knows that he's guaranteed to move this many units at a time.
Right.
Like that's really where all of us want to be as far as like the underground market, right?
Yeah, definitely. No,
like once you get enough looks and retweets and shit like that, it's like you just have your own micro brewery, you know?
Yeah. But he's another one that I don't really like. I don't talk to every day, but whenever we connect, it's just like another mutual kind of chemistry with like, you know, beats and stuff. Like I could send him 10 beats and he'll like 7 of them, you know, which is a good percentage of you know, sending beats to someone.
Yeah. Snack's a good guy. He's actually like as rowdy and as like psycho as he is in his music, he's like very polite and like very nice.
Yeah.
Like even when you're like hanging out backstage or whatever, and like he'll just like say to like a random guy like, "Yo, how you getting home? Like you got an Uber or something like that?" Just making sure, like, you know.
Yeah. No,
these rap shows get fucking rowdy, you know.
Yeah. No.
You were on stage. You were playing beats live, right?
Yeah, in Chicago, I went out there. My homie Novator had me come out for his show. And,
he's nice.
It was a lot of fun. I played like a 20-minute beat set, and it started with Vinnie Paz, Slum Chemist,
Oh,
and then
the classic.
It would transition into like Mad Child Monster, and then no, it transitioned into Hallelujah by RJ the Rugged Man.
Yeah, that's another high school album for me. I keep forgetting Legends Never Die.
Yeah, and then in that verse, Tech Nine says, "I'm a monster," and then right there it transitioned into Mad Child Monster, and it was like it was a cool show. I'm trying to play some beat sets. I've been talking to Robbie G about doing some stuff in Canada, so
Good.
we'll
Robbie
see.
G. I've never met Robbie G, but he's on a lot of like tour flyers. Like he's on the road a lot.
Yeah, he puts a lot of shows on, but he's probably one of the best. He's probably one of the best human beings in this business that I've met.
Nice.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Oh,
But
man.
yeah, that was fun playing a live beat set. It's a lot different than just doing it in front of a phone for IG. Yeah, like you feed off the crowd, right? So
Of course, yeah.
yeah, it was fun.
Like, yeah. Man, talking about Slum Chemist here, we have a new Vinnie Paz album in like 2 days.
2 days. Well, yeah. I mean, technically tomorrow night, midnight, right?
Yeah.
For all the platforms. But yeah, this is his. I'm taking a guess here, but ninth.
Oh, it's like got to be. Yeah.
Ninth solo, maybe 10th. I don't even know.
We got Season of the Assassin. We got God of Serengeti, Cornerstone, Pain Collector, As Above. The names get longer with every album.
Carry On Tradition, if you want to call it a solo. It was kind of an EP, but
That's true. Yeah, that was 2013. That was probably the year that I heard Vinnie Paz.
Okay, yeah. You've gone back and heard all the old Jedi stuff, right?
Yes, I haven't like memorized it and really grown with it. Like I know God of Serengeti as an album more than I know Legacy of Blood, for example. But
Right.
listen to Servants in Heaven, I definitely made sure to study because I think everyone kind of agrees. Like if they don't believe that Violent by Design is the best one, then it's like that's the next one.
Yeah,
And I feel like that's further in his catalog to where like he grew a little bit more.
right. And so did Stoop. Stoop's beats were a different level on Servants. I've seen people say that that's one of the most flawless albums.
It's I give it that.
Yeah.
I'm never pulling my phone out on like a playthrough to like skip anything.
Right. No, I hear you. Yeah. That was one of the first. That was one of the main albums that got me into making beats.
Dope.
Yeah. But album comes out, technically Friday. I got 3 beats on there. The first single, which came out, was my beat, and
yes, sir.
If you guys want to go to Paz's page right now, he posted another beat of mine that's off the album. I mean, it's just the typical, the classic Paz stuff that, everyone looks forward to. But I think the features are Ransom's on it.
Yeah, he's got some heavy hitters this time. Freeway's on it again.
Freeway.
It's been a while since we've done a song with Freeway. Smith and West, that's crazy.
I saw that. Who else is on it? Timbo King.
Yeah. And then I think Blackistan is like the last verse of the record, which is going to be pretty.
I did that one, and I'm pretty pumped about it. I think it was one of the last verses he did before he passed.
Wow.
Yeah. And who else is on it? Saigon. Saigon's on it.
Saigon had a crazy verse on the J Royale album this year.
Yeah. Yes.
I think as far as like in this year, like as far as like strictly like very East Coast like jazz rap albums with like pianos and stuff all over every beat, I feel like that's my favorite in that lane so far this year.
Yeah. Saigon was like, I remember like in like 2007, he was like huge.
Yeah. He actually had like a whole chapter dedicated in Prodigy's biography, like how he had like a weird thing where like he wasn't sure if he liked Saigon, and they had like on and off beef like behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was like one point of his career where he was working with Just Blaze closely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I don't know if he was like, you know, like getting signed by him or whatever, but I remember at one point thinking he was going to be like the next 50, like he was going to blow up like that. But
yeah, I mean, 50 had a huge shadow. I mean, Obi Trice was on Shady Records at the same time and dropped an album at the same year.
Yeah.
And it's like,
which was a good album.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah. And I think I think it even sold like 3 million, but nobody talks about it because
like
I Trying was just like everything.
Yeah, well, fucking, what did Get Rich or Die Trying move? Like literally 10 times that, like 30 million records.
Yeah, something like that. I just saw the other day that Get Rich or Die Trying just hit like 1 billion streams or something.
Oh, you know what it was? In the Club became a diamond single.
Oh, that's
what it was. Yeah, that shit's crazy.
What grade were you in when that came out?
Oh, what, February 2003, I think, was when that record came out.
Yep.
I would have been in 3rd grade.
Wow. See, I was in
I entered school right in the year 2000. I was born in 95, so like when I was 5, the 2000s started. So like I never had to worry about like what year I was in and which grade. It's like the year that I was the grade I was in.
Yeah. See, I was in like the middle of high school when that album dropped, and I remember every single kid in my school had that album. Like
as they
like even if they didn't listen to hip hop, they had it. It was just like huge.
He transcended, right? Like he wasn't even just like a rapper at that point. Like he was one of the biggest artists ever. Like
I've never seen someone come out and just had that like wave.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't think there was a debut album that sold that quickly since probably Doggy Style.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Eminem didn't do it.
No.
Like when he first came out,
it took a while actually.
Yeah. When My Name Is dropped, people were just kind of like, what is this? You know, like it didn't just sell like that.
Where's this going?
Yeah, people were like,
somebody check Ray, is he okay?
Yeah, but when In the Club came out, it was like instantly. Like everyone was a fan.
Yeah.
I remember seeing a clip of Irv Gotti saying that he played In the Club for Ja Rule, and he was like, "We got a problem."
Jay-Z was even on the Breakfast Club and like sat everybody at Rockefeller down. Like back when he had the Dynasty album and the Black album and everything was like everybody has to drop before 2003 because 50 Cent is coming.
Yep, I know, isn't that crazy?
There was no escaping. He just had such a classic record.
Right.
But he knew. But going back to like knowing when to stop necessarily rapping, like he masters this art of simplicity and song structure where it's like he's not necessarily going to be on like those YouTube videos where like you're highlighting all the syllables of all the verses and stuff like that.
Right.
I don't he's ever written a song that hasn't been catchy.
No, I know he's a great writer. But you're right. Like I've never seen anyone say that he was so lyrical. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
you don't need to be, man. If you have charisma, it's like you can get there.
Mm-hmm. And then that was 2003, and then the next year was kind of followed up by Kanye, wasn't it?
Yeah. That College Dropout was 2004, and then we had Massacre. Carter 2 dropped in 2005. I listened to Carter 2 lots, like years after it came out, but that's a 2000s album that I spin a lot. And then the next like wave of rap albums that I was like obsessed with was probably like Graduation and Carter 3.
Yeah. See, that was a great era. Like that was a great era of hip hop. Like everyone talks about the 90s with like Nas and like Biggie and Pac, but you know, I mean, which was great. But for me, it was like that, you know, 2000s to like 2005 that was like insane. It was like it felt like every month was like a classic album that came out.
Percent. And you had like, I mean, you had Outkast that, but also right after Outkast, you had like T.I., and Jeezy and Gucci, like the whole trap music scene came out.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I mean, it seems like kind of bizarre to think about it now, but like back in the day, like some of those early T-Pain and Lil Wayne records, along with like 808s, kind of paved the way for what a lot of people do with their vocals now. Like,
No, I agree.
so, yeah.
And then it was like the Lil Jon era.
The crunk music era.
Yeah. And then DJ Khaled.
That's one of those things where it's like when I first heard like Gucci Gang, for example, it's like, oh, it's that easy.
Yeah.
Like
I know.
I could have dropped out of school and just said that on a record. Like,
Yeah.
fuck. Here I go taking it seriously, you know?
I know. No.
That shit's wild, man. What artist outside of this underground like rabbit hole abyss here would people be surprised that you draw inspiration from? Like is there something outside of underground rap that really inspires you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's funny you say that because to be honest, I don't even listen to underground rap. Like if you were to drive around in the car with me right now, it would be like 90s alternative.
Like what, like ska and shit like that?
No, like
You're front row at that Creed tour, aren't you?
Creed. No, actually, I owned a Creed, but no, I'd be like Bush and Korn, Slipknot, bands like that. You know what I mean? But
For sure.
yeah, like stuff like that is what I listen to. But I take a lot of inspiration from, mostly producers. I don't, I try to study like Hit Boy's beats.
Yeah.
Like I was just talking to Nato about this a while ago, but if you listen to like his drums, his 808s are just crazy.
He's one of these anomalies, like he has like this West Coast sound. Like you can tell he's from Cali the way he does some stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, people get on their high horse about like, he's making Nas sound too sleek and polished and all these records, but it's like no one has had this output and this range and still had like the mainstream look, and to do it with an MC like Nas, like it's like a historic run. Like like there's no Hit Boy slander. I will tolerate zero.
Yeah. But so like I study his beats. I take a lot of inspiration from him.
Yeah.
I listen to Alchemist has kind of changed his sound, but I listen to everything he drops. Every time he drops something, I listen to it, even though, some of it's not really my thing, but because
I can't say that the Earl and Alchemist album really like moved me. I was just kind of like, it just wasn't for me. I don't know. Like it's almost like too abstract, like too structureless. It's a legit art form, and like Earl writes in such a strange way, but it's like further down the Rock Marciano rabbit hole where it's like.
Yeah. I think it's like too experimental, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I just want rhymes and beats.
Yeah.
I want like something that sounds like your cat walked over the keyboard.
Yeah. Your cat walked over the keyboard, and then you're like, fuck it, let's just like drown it in reverb, and then like reverse it.
Yeah, that's what.
If you like really squint, there's like a dusty drum loop that might as well not even be there because they put it so low. It's like.
I know. I've come to the conclusion that that maybe him in particular, he's just like bored because he's made so many beats over his career.
I think part of it probably is that, but also like this new generation, if they're able to pull something new out of a producer, that's ideal, right? Like, and that's part of what made working with RJ Payne so exciting for you. It's like
Right.
Maybe Earl is like hearing all of these Prodigy type beats and is like, no, give me those piano loops with nothing under them, you know?
Yeah.
Because you never
Because
know.
his new album that he just dropped, Alchemist dropped a new album, I think it was last Friday, or it's an EP or something. But there's some songs
Maybe.
there that have drums, and it's
Oh, the thing bars? Yeah.
yeah. He just dropped it like I think it was last Friday. It's like an EP. It's like 4 songs and then the instrumentals.
Yeah, what was it? Flying High? Flying High 2, I think. He did Flying High 1
Yeah,
like earlier in the
yeah.
I like I like a lot of what Alchemist did in like the Conway and Benny catalogs.
Right.
Sometimes the West Side Gun song structure gets like too scant for me. It's like Ayo, and then like this one string sample for like 4 minutes, and it's like, okay, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I need a head nod somewhere.
Same.
But he's nice. Like he's got decent lyrics. But I also like the Boldy James records have been cool. I like I got the Kurt record as well that he just put out. Um,
He just produced the he produced that Benny and Lil Wayne song.
that one's fire.
Yeah. That came out cool. Actually, I was listening to that the other day, and the sample is a piano reversed. Yeah, it's like so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he has like a simplicity to his beats too, where it's like deceptively simple, almost that like you think anybody can do it, but like no one can do it but him. It's weird.
Right.
Muggs is like that too.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Muggs album was good. What was it, Soul Assassins 3? Or yeah. That's
Great.
one guy that I want to work with. That's a Canadian artist that I haven't worked with is Jay Worthy. I want to work with him.
Is Jay Worthy Canadian?
Yeah, isn't he?
I feel like it's like rumored that he lived in Vancouver for a super long time, but also he like raps about Compton like all the time. So it's like
okay. Maybe he was born in the States, but he like lived in Vancouver or something.
could have been. I mean, there's lots of artists that will just kind of go up and down the West Coast. I mean, that's what Madchild and Prev did before Swollen Members was even formed. They were down in California in like the 90s trying to make it.
Oh, so, wow, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But
I think he lives in California now, Madchild.
Yeah. Jay Worthy's actually on Griselda right now.
Oh, really? Someone in the comments just said he was born in Van.
Oh, word. Okay. I've been totally neglecting this comment section here. Should we take fan questions?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay. They're fans of me, by the way, not you.
Well, of course.
See, this is I had to wait till he had like a decent enough buzz before I hollered at you for an interview, you know what I mean? Like, did he really prove himself yet?
Yeah, right. These IG lives are weird though, because like your fault, like, you know, like 1% of your followers end up seeing it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm going to save this and throw it on YouTube later, so
okay.
Someone's asking, what do you guys think of Boldy James? Me personally, I love Boldy James.
I honestly haven't listened to enough of it to have an opinion. I know he has he does the stuff with Alchemist, right? So
yeah, I would recommend the Bo Jackson album. That's the middle one. He's done 3 with Alchemist. That's like the second one. And then I would also recommend an album called Fair Exchange, No Robbery. And that was produced by Nicholas Craven. He actually wrote that up in Montreal when he was here. He's got like such a monotone, like almost detached voice to the point where it's like he can sound really, really cold and unfeeling, or he can just sound like half asleep. It's kind of like a toss-up for me.
Yeah, because I know I've heard some of his stuff, but I think that's probably why I never went back. I probably heard some stuff that was boring to me, so then I never listened again. But I just saw a question about Mad Child, but it already went past. I didn't see what it said.
What do we got about Mad Child here? What happened with Mad Child and you? Who's you? Me? Sealant. What happened with you and Sealance? What happened with you and Mad Child? Did you guys break up?
Yeah, we broke up, man. Tough relationship. No, I mean, me and him have always been cool, even through the thing with him and Snack.
Yeah.
I didn't get involved in that, so it was just.
That was a big deal for me because I was wearing Battle Axe patches when that happened. Like
yeah,
I was wearing the boots and everything.
I remember that whole thing being big. I mean, I was kind of caught in the middle of it because I did the beats for the Snack disses.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you had plausible deniability because it's like you were like, bro, those beats were just sitting on his hard drive. Like I sold those prior. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like he didn't come to me saying, send me beats for Mad Child disses. It was just it was just stuff he had,
Yeah.
But I think I even spoke to Mad Child after those dropped, and I was like, I'm not a part of this. So see ya.
Mortal Technique has one of the greatest storytellers. Sign of the Times is a great mixtape. Sign of the Times is not the name of the mixtape. It's called The Martyr. Get learned. I feel like the Carter doesn't hold up. Maybe not Carter 1. Carter 2 still fire. What was it like when Doomsday first dropped? Did you hear MF Doom like early on?
No, I never really listened to his stuff, to be honest.
He's kind of like the king of that like abstract structureless lane. Like I feel like Earl is like very much the heir to the Doom lane.
Yeah.
Army of the Pharaohs was everything. Yes. Stoked for the Paz. Me too. Sealance has the best beats. Yes, he does. I love it when he makes a cappella songs.
Those are the best ones.
Those are the best ones because then I just hear vocals and I don't have to hear the beats.
What was the day like when Vinnie said he's using your beats for the first time?
That's a good question.
I was actually a senior in college.
Oh.
Yeah, I was a senior in college, and I woke up to an email that said Vinnie Pazienza, and I was like, this has got to be spam. But, it was when he was working on Season of the Assassin, and he was just like, yo, send me some of your beats because one of the AOTP members played him beats down in the studio in Philly.
Which guy was that?
Dope Nixon. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But he heard them. Actually, Pennsylvania, which ended up being on Season of the Assassin, was one of the beats he heard, and then he reached out to me. I immediately called my best friend from high school, and I was like, "You're not gonna believe who just emailed me."
We made it.
Yeah, right.
Bagging groceries, bro. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go to the club right now.
Yeah, we made it, but I still gotta go to class right now. Yeah, and then basically, like, I came back from class that day. I hit him back, and one of the first beat I sent him was ended up being "Kill 'Em All" featuring Beanie Siegel.
That shit's fucking ignorant. I love that song.
All those beats that I made on that album were with like a broken laptop and like one headphone the right side of my headphones didn't work. It was a broken headphone. Yeah, that was like, I was like, I was pumped. How did you and Merkules connect? I want to say that was through Snack. It
Could have been.
It had to have been. Actually, it's kind of like a domino effect. I connected with Snack, ironically, through Mad Child, and I connected with Merk through Snack.
Yeah, Mad Child and Snack were cool with each other for like a handful of years.
Yeah, I produced that song "Fear." That was Swollen Members featuring Snack.
That was my first Snack song that I ever heard, was that verse.
No.
Because I
really?
Yeah, really. I was sitting across from like a kid in my class, and I heard something in his headphones, and I was like, "Oh, are you listening to like Tupac or something?" He's like, "No, I'm listening to Demigods."
Yeah.
So he put me on to the himself right away. This is when Killmatic was like brand new, and then he started talking about Swollen Members. Oh, they're a Canadian group. You know, they have. So I went to HMV, which is a CD store that's now out of business.
Oh, really?
'Cause-
Really? That's fun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a couple of their locations got bought out by a place called Sunrise. So
Okay.
like Sunrise Records, I think, is based out of Vancouver, but they bought a lot of the. Hold on here. There we go. They bought a lot of the old locations in Western Canada, so there's still like 3 Sunrise Records here in Edmonton, and they took like the same suites in all the malls that HMV used to have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember turning over that CD and being like, okay, Vinnie Paz, Ill Bill, Slain, I know these names. Esoteric, Apathy, Self, I know these. And then I was like, who the hell Snack the Ripper? And he was the only other Canadian on the album, right? So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, that was what, Beautiful Death Machine? Is that what that album
that's
was?
10-year-old album nowadays, man.
Wow. Oh, that's 10 years now?
10
Yeah.
years.
That was a crazy album because it features like Apathy, self-titled,
Yeah.
Paz, Ill Bill. Like, it's like weird, like, well, not weird, but like, you know, features you wouldn't expect on a Swollen Members album.
Yeah, you can definitely tell like where they went with it, and then not only that, but like having Sealance beats all over it too, kind of like yeah. There was more Rob the Viking beats on their next record. I think Rob the Viking is probably in my top 5 personally, but that's like a slight Canadian bias, but
Someone just said, "Who do I think is the most underrated producer of all time?"
me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, besides me, definitely I would say Stoop because he doesn't. I don't think he gets the credit he deserves for, you know, everything he's done. And then if I want to go like on a mainstream level, geez, that's a tough one. He's not like underrated, but I think Timbaland has a lot of crazy beats.
The thing that I discovered about Timbaland is that like he produced like 99% of the Missy Elliott catalog.
Yeah.
Like I had no idea how many crazy Timbaland beats are on these Missy Elliott albums. Like that's insane.
Yeah. I feel like he doesn't. I mean, obviously, you know, he's a millionaire and, you know, well known, but I feel like people don't mention him with like top producers.
He's very innovative, and he did add a sound that no one else did. Like you still recognize a Timbaland beat.
Right. And his drums were always. I mean, the stuff he did with Aaliyah was just like.
Yeah.
He made me like actually listen to a female singer because like, you know, someone just said, "What's Stoop like in person?" Very unique. He's a unique person, but there's never been a time where I didn't hang out with him where I wasn't like immediately inspired to make beats. Just like being around him and talking to him about stuff. Because he finds like inspiration. Because like we would just go out to eat, and he would like record a sound. Like he would just record a sound at like a restaurant. He would
Before hitting this plate,
yeah.
This could be a hi hat.
Like we were at some restaurant, and he asked like the hostess what song was playing because he wanted to sample it, and it's just like he's one of those guys where his brain doesn't stop working. But here's a funny Stoop story, and I put this on my Facebook a couple weeks ago. He took a watermelon and he cut out cut out the middle of a watermelon, and he brought it in a bathroom stall, and he just smacked it with a spoon, and he recorded the sound, and then he
as you do, you know,
right as every producer does,
yeah,
and he turned that into a kick drum. And another story is he recorded a duck quacking, and he turned that into a hi-hat. and
He's like, do you remember Stomp? Did
the
you
movie?
ever hear about Stomp?
No.
It's like a touring band. They like go around with like trash cans and stuff,
Oh,
and they did
okay. Heard of that, yeah.
they did a concert movie where like I remember watching it in like music class in elementary school, and these guys are like beatboxing, but like one of them is also like chewing an apple,
Yeah.
and that's part of the rhythm section of
Yeah.
the groove.
Yeah.
Stoop is from Stomp.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, he's a unique guy. He's probably one
So
of the nicest guys ever, but he's also super smart.
yeah,
Yeah.
someone here is saying Pro Dillinger and Sealance collab. That'd be
We've
dope.
already we've already worked together. One of
He was on.
his albums,
Really?
yeah, one of his albums we did a song. Um, geez, I mean, I have no idea what the song was called, but
Yeah.
what's your favorite track off the RJ Payne album? Geez, I don't have the track list up, but
I like the Man-Child one.
oh yeah. Which one did you just say?
The Man-Child one. I like that
Yeah,
one.
I was gonna say that was probably my favorite beat. So, um, yeah, I'd say that one. What's your opinion on Just a Law? I don't really have
Do you
an
do you need an opinion on Just a Law in 2023? Come on, bro.
yeah. I mean, he was always a super talented guy.
100%.
I never had issues with him. In fact, I was geared up to produce his MMA album.
Damn.
We actually did. It's on YouTube somewhere, but go look up Just a Law 180 degrees Sealance, and that was supposed to be the first single. But yeah, I don't know. You know, things happened, and I ended up not working with him anymore. But I don't have any issues with him or anything.
Anyone know who made the beat for the song Jay-Z Threat? Yes, Ninth Wonder did it. Remember the part in the song where Jay-Z says Ninth Wonder in like the first 10 seconds of the song?
You and Vega 7, the Ronin would be tough. I'm not sure who that is, but yeah, sure.
I've seen the name. He's on like a lot of these like obscure like 50 copies only of this vinyl exclusive drop type of lanes.
Okay.
But I'm not like tapped into his music. I couldn't name an album cut if you ask me, but I know he's because I think there's the label called Bars Over BS, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's by Ty Ferris out of Detroit.
Okay.
Ty Ferris presses up like limited runs of CDs and tapes, and like that's where Pro Dillinger puts a lot of his physicals lately, and Mickey Diamond, who I was trying to put you on to a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Some of these guys that are like their streaming numbers and their YouTube views aren't crazy, but it's like they'll sell 500 vinyl in like 60 seconds, you know?
Yeah, right. And then there's people that have millions of views and they can't sell 20 vinyl.
Well, Little Baby can't book a tour right now, and Nas and Wu-Tang are all over the world.
I'm fortunate enough to have like my core fan base that whenever I drop like merch or vinyl, like it sells out in a few days. Yeah,
man.
Yeah, that sold out like 3 times. I had to keep going to Fat Beats to get more copies.
I got the fucking red one. I was like, I'm getting the swirly. I'm getting the drippy one.
Yeah. And also, I guess while I'm on this live, I have a brand new T-shirt coming out soon that I just picked up. It's a 15-year anniversary of Sealance Beats, and then the back of the shirt is like all my like production credits.
You've had a storied career, my friend.
Yeah.
So, hey,
yeah,
man, what are some goals outside of for the next 15 years, man? What are some accolades that you're chasing?
I want to do more full projects like the RJ Payne one.
Yeah.
You know, like obviously I want to put out this Undying Flame 2 album, you know, over the net in 2024, but I want to build like you know, I kind of want to build with an artist, like my own artist.
Right.